anyway. So this is a free masterclass, and it's all about what are the costs of staying in the spiritual closet. So I will go through who does this impact? Is there a reason why you should watch this? The costs of staying hidden. Why are you afraid? And discovering the next steps to embodying your soulful identity. So you will learn what the cost of staying hidden and ignoring your inner voice and connection with your divine purpose is having on you. Reasons why you have been staying in the closets, staying out of the limelight, not allowing your light to really shine and really raising your vibration with just an authentic expression. Why? Meaning of gifts in a simple to understand way of understanding what is it like to actually be an intuitive being in this life form moving around. And then you can discover the next steps to living as an embodied spiritual being with specialized support to follow your purpose. So let's get into it. About me. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Erina. I am a spiritual leader on a divine mission to guide others to live life well in their soulful identity. This is my absolute passion. People that have a spark and an understanding that perhaps there is something more to life than just this physical form. And how can we develop that? Where can we go with that? What does that mean? How can I embrace joyful living? I have a unique, holistic approach to wellness that will actively empower the individual to act responsibly with their energy. How do we invest our energy? How do we heighten our intuitive perception? How do we cultivate our gifts so that we can maximize on the information that we receive through our sensory experience as we move into the world? How can we unblock stuck energy, particularly traumatic energy is what I focus on. How do we get it to flow? How do we amplify our energy centers and vitalize our life force energy? How do we empower ourselves around our emotional health? I absolutely love to encourage and support and guide people to have an awareness of the full range of our emotional body, have an acknowledgement that there are icky emotions, they're amazing emotions, and that when we start to view these emotions as a sensory, energetic message, we can gather more insight into perhaps what needs healing, perhaps what we need to do next, perhaps there's something in our environment that needs to change. And this is really, really focused on our heart intelligence. How do we utilize the information that we receive from our heart to really move forward in the world? Mental wellness, mental health and mental wellness is one of the major reasons that I started to work as a mentor in the space, because of the many different diagnoses that I had, the many different challenges that I personally had with mental health, and how I really was able to shift into this beautiful life of purpose when I started to understand more about alternative medicines, reframing thought patterns, having that powerful belief systems that we can create and having an amazing awareness and understanding about the mind-body connection and how we can utilize that to connect in with the present moment where everything is possible. Our infinite opportunities are available to us. Then we work on the approach to the body. How can we utilize the body to reclaim our optimal state of being? How can we reconnect with our bodily sensations? How can we move in a way that expresses our authentic soul truth? How can we have and develop a positive self-image? I absolutely love, and am passionate about the inner transformations that clients have with me through the teachings, the modalities that I have gathered, the experiences, and the intentional direction of my energy toward your version of happiness, of joyful living, of purpose, of living life really well. So just on that note, I am a spiritual growth, trauma-informed coach. I'm a holistic health mentor. I'm a holistic creative therapist. I'm an intuitive meditation teacher. I'm a sound healer. I'm an energy healer. I'm an intuitive guide, and I'm the owner of Lantern Holistics. I believe that when you make the decision to evolve in the now, that you start to lead your own way to wellness. Everything comes down to the choices that you make. And if you think that you're not making any choices, just recognize that not making a choice is also a choice. And there are consequences and flow-on effects from that. We'll be delving in a little bit more into that as we go through. So who is this for? Why should you listen? Is this for you? Well, let's have a look. I've specifically tailored this masterclass for you. The professional woman that is stuck in a job that is sucking the joy out of you. All right. This can be that you have this belief that perhaps following the information, the gifts, the intuitive intelligence that you receive is much too challenging for where you are in your life. And that's keeping you in a job that is not really fulfilling for you. And that doesn't mean that you need to give up your job tomorrow. It actually means how can we bring more of your energy and your purpose into your life right now? So is this for you? Women that feel called to help others with their gifts as healers. There are so many women, particularly in this group, that have been getting the nudge, have been getting a sense, have been getting a feeling that they are here to help others in service. So if you are dampening down your authentic soul expression, if you are hiding away in your spiritual closet, then making that a reality is going to be slim to none. Entrepreneurs that have misaligned messages because they are fearful of losing clients or attracting new clients or having clients at all when they come out of their spiritual closet and are stuck. I see many businesswomen and entrepreneurs that are on the fence, and it's very, very relevant and clear in their messaging that it is confusing. It is confusing. Are you helping people to also embrace their intuitive intelligence while you are helping them with their mindset? Are you coaching people in such a way to help them to have transformation in their life, but then kind of having it as a side on that you do energy healing? How can we fuse that together so that your full presence and your full energy and the full reason why you are here in this life form at this time can filter in effortlessly through the service that you provide? Professional women that are self-healing but are struggling to get ahead. There'll be some clear halts. There'll be some clear pauses when you are continuously denying who you really are. And I think that kind of speaks for itself, but we need to make this very, very obvious. When you are dampening down, when you are keeping a lid in it, when you are hiding away, these are the things that impact on your vibrational ability to raise and to amplify and to influence the world around you. Spiritual entrepreneurs, and actually any woman in here that is struggling with the judgment of others, from others about your beliefs, about your woo-woo, about, being a witch or being spiritual or having different alternative views on life. And also, it is for you if you have gifts, but they are the world's best kept secret. So I know of many conversations that I've had of women in general that have amazing intelligence that is coming through from source itself, and they are creating small changes in people's lives in one-off instances when they could be really bringing that full expression and service and action and presence and impacting so many more people, lighting up the world with beautiful love. All right, so if that is for you, then continue to listen in on this masterclass and find out what are the costs. What is this really costing you, keeping your spiritual truth in the closet? So at present, oh, my picture didn't work. That's okay. It's a picture of a person in a closet. So at present, you have probably had a few spiritual experiences and have a basic awareness that you have gifts. Everyone in this group has a knowing that there is something more to their reason for being here on this planet. And you may have had visions of something that came true. You may have just had this feeling in your body that something horrible was going to happen, and then it did. Or you're having these tingling sensations in different chakras, and then money is arriving. There's all different ways that we can experience gifts through our body, through our knowing. There are all different ways to receive the intelligence. And this is because we're tapping into that universal field, right? And I personally believe that every single person has the ability to have these gifts, to have intuition, to understand how to develop it and how to utilize that in their lives. So at present, you're probably unsure what it even means to truly embody your soulful identity. Do I need to leave my job is one of the key ones that I hear a lot. Like, it's just not resonating. I feel like nobody understands me. I feel like if I just leave my job and start, then I will be blah, blah, blah. Okay, better. Feel like I can raise my light. Feel like I can be more of who I am. Actually, it's really, really important that you don't tip yourself into ridiculous levels of survival stress, because what happens when you are under immense stress is that it actually lowers your ability to receive. So that is why a lot of the techniques and the strategies that I use in my mentorship is around reducing the stress, improving your mental health, and allowing more acceptance around your emotional body so that you can naturally and easily receive intuitive intelligence, heighten up your perception around you, like your antennas are out and able to receive. This could be you at present. Your anxiety levels increase whenever you start to even think about telling others that you have visions, voices, knowledge of the future, have had visualizations, experiences, and meditations, that you have had sick and around people that have illnesses, that you can smell different things in different environments, and they impart an implicit memory that you have that tells you something about yourself, about the situation, about the people around you. And there are other different occurrences that you may have had. And that's an interesting one about judgment, because everyone, and I don't want to burst the bubble here, but everyone judges people in around 7 seconds as soon as they meet them. But if you are continuously putting up a mask and a persona of who you are, the judgment is not going to be a true reflection of who you are anyway. So at present, you probably feel quite alone. You have been worried about how life will change. And when you tell others about your relationship, when you tell others about your intuition, your gifts, your spirituality, such as your family members. Family members are a huge one. We are conditioned to seek out their love and support from a very, very young age. So feeling as though you're alone and you're worried about the reactions from your family, your gatherings, your relationships, your workplaces, and in the community, could definitely be preventing and inhibiting your ability to really step out of the spiritual closet and be like, this is who I am. And I want you to let you know that that is a completely normal response. This is a new way of living life, and it opens up a lot of different opportunities and challenges to allow you to flow in co-creation with the universe for a higher purpose, for a higher calling. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit more about why do we do that and what are the costs for continually denying and letting ourselves stay in that closet. So you've probably been getting quite a few nudges to help others, either in your area of expertise with the intuitive intelligence that you are just receiving anyway, and you want to share more of this and you want to learn more about it. You're interested in learning more about how to navigate through the stages to allow your light to shine with dedicated support. So what kind of teachers do you need? What kind of guidance do you need? What kind of resources do you need to be able to actually step out and be like, I'm not afraid to be my soulful identity in this life form right here, right now. So what are the costs? Okay. The costs of staying in your closet. And if you're watching this, then you know that you are stuck. You are actually stuck in a lot of areas in your life. The costs are that the wisdom, let me say that again, the wisdom that you are receiving is not being utilized. If we think about these seeds of information, these seeds, these vibrations that come in to our awareness and they are not utilized, where do they go? This inspired thought, these opportunities, these creations, these ideas, these concepts. If you do not utilize them and maximize on these ideas, concepts, information, intelligence, the universe has a way of planting them into another being that will benefit from utilizing that information to enhance their quality of life. Yes, the quality of their life. The costs are that you are actually miserable. You're very, very unsatisfied with your life because you are not able to freely move around, to speak whatever feels true for you, to feel whatever feels most authentic for you, to know and to share that. You're feeling really miserable because you're continuously having to put up a buffer over your heart, over your vibration, over your understanding about what you believe, who you are, and that is hard work. It's very, very hard work to keep up a facade for everyone else. And who does that benefit? Keeping this facade and this normal kind of, I don't know, what do you call it? Robot in the world, and how we're meant to look from societal expectations, is keeping the peace outside of you and causing a lot of unease and yuckiness and sadness and feelings of miserable and yuckiness within you. You'll have low vibrational states quite frequently. You may feel as though sometimes you're tapping into your intuitive intelligence and having to forcibly connect in with your higher self, really working very, very hard because you're continuously confusing the signal. When you ask to receive, the universe wants to provide. Source wants to provide. God wants to supply that for you. It doesn't, in all of my practices, I really want you to latch on to the language that really resonates with your faith, with your beliefs. So please interchange any of the words that I use so that it resonates with you. So your low vibrational states, it just means that your connection is always slowly subsiding, and you're having to work really hard to lift your vibration. It also means that you have really inconsistent manifestations. You have slow drawn out co-creation with the universe around the desires that are in your heart, about the things that you want, about the opportunities that you want to be presented with, the experiences that you want to have. There is lots of winding and mistrust and doubts about whether that will come forth for you. So it's a really long, drawn out process rather than instantaneous. I'm in a match vibrationally for what I want, what I desire, and it's in relation to the highest good of all. Now, what are the costs of staying in this spiritual closet? Now, you might not recognize this, or you might have an inkling if you're an entrepreneur, that there are limits. There are many limits and blocks to your inner wealth generation. So your ability to attract in the frequency of money is really halted. There's a lot of fences, there's a lot of barriers, there's a lot of, you having to really build up a lot of energy around sharing, around to output of your energy rather than a nice, beautiful flow in. You have the costs are, and there are a lot of costs, this is only a limited list. So the costs are that you're not having access to the infinite and expanding magic of your soul. I think this one needs to be really highlighted here. There is a lot. You might have been on your spiritual journey for a long time, but if you have been always hiding in that spiritual closet, you're still limiting the amount of access that you have to the full soul power that you have within you. All right. And that means that again, you're not feeling satisfied, you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling as though there's meaning that is lost. This in turn impacts on your mental health, right? The mental hurdles that we have to go through to keep the handbrake on, to keep up all of these shields of, that we're not spiritual, that we're not having these intuitive intelligence, that we're not having these gifts appear in our life to support us, impacts on your mental health, impacts on your sanity. And I know this one very, very well, particularly because I definitely believe, for me personally, this is a personal reflection, that when I was denying my spiritual truth, my soul expression, my sovereignty as a being of light, that I was having my whole mind kind of collapsing and breaking down on me to show me that this was not the way. All right. You don't need to have these big, like, cascading events in your life to understand that coming out of the closet will actually bring you more ease and joy. The more cost that we have is the spiraling around, the continuous loops of uncertainty, of self-doubt, of anxiety, and the actual diminishing hope that you have that anything will be able to change. Because I'm telling you right now that if you want change to occur in your life, that you need to make a decision for that to happen. You need to make a decision and a commitment to invest in your soul, your mind, your body, your emotions, your spiritual connection to all. The cost also is that you have a diminished ability to function as your true expression. People are attracted to your light, to your specific song that you sing. There will be a harmony. You have a specific note, I should say, in relation. You have a specific note, and when you meet people that resonate with your heart and your energy and your information, what happens is you create these harmonics, this melody, this beautiful rhythm, and that moves in with the whole orchestra of the universe itself. So, reasons and causes. Okay, so why are you afraid? Why are you afraid? What is happening? I'm going to break it down. And this is a very, very small list. Okay, so when you are growing up, you may have had, and these are maybes, right? They're all different reasons. And I want you to reflect on what is true for you. Okay, that is important. Hypercritical parental figures. If you grew up in a household where you needed to toe the line and the expectations of what your parents said for you to do, what they told you to do this, do that. No, you can't do this. No, you cannot express yourself. No, you cannot cry. No, you cannot do this, and that, blah, 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 blah. Critical, denying. If you grew up in an environment like that, then of course you have embedded in you these different coping mechanisms to make it through, to get through, to survive that environment. Some of the things, particularly for hypercritical parental figures, is that you will never feel as though you're doing enough. So you're not feeling like you are enough, right? And so if you are always coming from the sense of you're not enoughness, then you're always going to feel as though it doesn't really matter if you stay in the closet or if you come out of the closet, because it doesn't reflect on your feeling good enough. And I really want to emphasize that it is so beautiful, and there is a wisdom and an intelligence that awakens within you when you start to recognize that when you start to embody your soulful identity, those things evaporate from your life. Those things will naturally move away from you. Those thoughts, those beliefs, those things will naturally move away from you because you are attracting in resources, you're attracting in teachers, mentors, trainings, everything like that to help you to raise an awareness of who you truly are. Okay, so this is an interesting one too. Causes and reasons for why you are afraid to come out of the closet is that there may have been a lot of religious overtones in your childhood. If you grew up with, in the Orthodox Church, obviously that is vastly, vastly different to the woo or from understanding who you are in connection with the whole. There is a lot of different beliefs that are, that have been packed into your nervous system. And that takes a lot of courage and bravery to say, you know what, I'm actually an adult now and I'm able to discover and explore what spirituality means for me. And when you get to that stage, you will feel empowered. You will feel empowered about even getting curious about what that really looks like when you come out of the spiritual closet. There is a huge, huge fear of judgment. And as I touched on earlier, this fear of judgment is actually kind of hilarious and ridiculous because the presentation of your true thoughts, your true expression, your true actions is not actually even being seen in the world. So the judgment is on these barriers and these masks and these facades that you have put out. I wonder if you started to actually release some of the stops and the handbrakes and the beliefs that you have around what it is to be a soulful being of light, what is it that's going to happen? What is it really that's going to happen? Because I'll tell you what, I spent many, many years hiding out of the spiritual closet. Yeah, I'd come out sometimes and then I'll close down. Yeah, I'll come out sometimes and then I'll be like, oh, what about Uncle such and such? What is he going to think about this? Oh, when you just start, particularly when you have specialized support, when you're getting resources, when you're getting strategies, when you're building up your spiritual self-esteem, that will be released. There will be so many beautiful movements of stuck energy. And it is the stuck traumatic energy that you're holding in your body that goes, because your focus and your energy investment is altered through your conscious direction and involvement in your and allowing your light to shine, and allowing it's actually an allowance for who we naturally are. I really want to emphasize that this isn't something that we step into. This is something that we remember. This is already who we are. We're just taking off layers and layers and layers. And I want to tell you something. Are you really wanting to seek the support and the guidance from people that are not able to accept and love you for who you are? Because that's a key thing there. We're so worried about judgments that we halt and we stay in a miserable state to please others for what? So that we can keep denying who we are and not moving in the world as love. So I think one of the reasons and the causes is that there is a misunderstanding around what gifts what does moving in the world as an intuitive being actually look like? And I'm going to talk about that in the next slide so that you can actually have a simplistic, easy to understand recognition of what gifts really mean to move in the world as, a soulful being of light. What does that actually mean? Reasons and causes, past lives and persecution wounds. All right, so this one I'll just touch upon, but if you have had any past life somatic flashbacks, then you may have an awareness that maybe you were hiding in a cave to serve others, because if you went out into the public and you did that, then you would be persecuted and maybe even burned at the stake. All right. There have been many, many rememberings of my life in different form where I have been in caves, in the woods, in hiding, really stopped from expressing the knowledge and the wisdom that I had that came through me, that I was channeling through. And I want to be able to heal that. I want to be able to, and isn't that beautiful when we heal those wounds, when we like, I'm not putting a band-aid over it so that nobody sees this. I'm just going to rip it off and be like, now that the light is here, the charge of it dissipates. The expectation of what could be is not there, because we're presented with what is. What is it? What is now? So I just touch on that. Reasons and causes, fears of rejection. I think that needs to be a reframe here, because when we want to be liked by everyone, that's actually impossible. That's actually impossible to be liked by everyone. It doesn't matter what I do or say. Some people are just agitated by me. They do not like me. They do not resonate with my energy. Sometimes I agitate the crap out of people's shadows and I disrupt them. And they don't like that. And so they don't like me. And that is okay, because those people are not my people. They are not my soul tribe. They're not my family. They do not want to work with me. They do not want to love me. And that is more so what you seek when you start to raise your vibration and step and embody your soulful identity, as you're looking for people that want to encourage and love, accept, and move forward with you in this beautiful wave of light to help other people in the world. Reasons and causes. Your reality was denied or suppressed. Now, this one comes up a lot in my sessions with the brave, courageous women that come in and work with me. Their reality of their intelligence, their gifts, the information that they received, particularly around the area of puberty, when we start to have a bit more initiation into different gifts and different awarenesses. A lot of that is suppressed and denied. Or, which is one of my personal reflections as well, is that we are told that it's not okay to share that. It scares people. It's probably best that you keep that to yourself. That's for private. Note that down in your diary. And you know what? I am actually going to say that many people close off their energy centers to get through that stage around puberty, around the teenage years, because that is beneficial for them to really start to merge into the community and into those social groups. And oftentimes when we're, closing those things down, it's because, we're still emotionally, everything else is developing. Our brains are still forming. There's a lot going on. And sometimes that suppression of our intuitive intelligence helps us to get through in life, helps us to survive. But now we are women. We are empowered. We can make choices and decisions around what will really enhance and benefit and lift us into a beautiful space for joyful living as an embodied, soulful being of light. So I really wanted to share this. And this obviously is a long masterclass. So if you're still with me, thanks a lot. I know that there's a lot of information in here. And this is the first time that I've been speaking into this. So I would really, really love for anyone to give me any insights. If you watch this, what you gathered from it, that would be amazing. So what does it mean? What does it actually mean to move as an intuitive being? We often complicate this. We have all these fantasies and wild ideas around what an intuitive being looks like in this life form. Are they just flimsy hippies that like do whatever they want to do? And I really wanted to have a quick breakdown of what using our gifts mean by having a bit of an acrostic. So G is for get intuitive intelligence. Yes, just receiving information from in all different ways, right? I'm not going to go into all the different ways you can receive it. It's going to take too long. Just receiving, getting intuitive intelligence. All right, when you have that intuitive intelligence, and that's a whole process in itself to recognize, to understand, to notice, to track, to interpret, all of those things. Just first, let's get the intuitive intelligence. The next one is I influence you. How does this information help you to understand yourself, your situation, how you feel, what you think? First, it is about I. All right. So knowing oneself is why we get this intuitive intelligence. When we know ourselves, then we can know ourselves in relation to the whole. All right. So I is for influence you. Even when we're getting intuitive intelligence through readings, through sharing, through channeling, I influence you. First, these messages are for you. All right. They are always for you first. Then, if this is really, really relevant for those that are in the spiritual community, sharing their knowledge and their gifts and their channels, channeling through medicine, is to follow your discernment. Not everything you receive is for you to freely share with others. There is a discernment. Remember, I first. How does this influence you, your understanding of the meaning of you, the meaning of life, the meaning of why you receive this intelligence? How does this make you think? How does this make you feel? How does this make you sense? I. Then follow your discernment. When you collaborate with both sides, the logic and the intuitive, you can recognize whether the person or the situation or outside of yourself needs to hear that medicine, that wisdom, that intelligence, all right? And that is a discernment that takes practice, and it's very, very based on ethical interactions that you have with others, right? I personally have always been in this space and have been mentored and taught by other guides and intuitive influencers that there needs to be discernment about the medicine, the messages, the intelligence, the channels that we receive. Is this in the highest good to share this? All right. Anytime you have any doubts, that's what you ask. Is this in the highest good to share this through my voice, through my body, through my actions, right? Follow your discernment. And following your discernment it takes practice, and it's a really, really key element that I find missing in a lot of spiritual teachings. The next one is Take inspired action. Yes, we receive intelligence, we receive information so that we can do something with it. We are here to make something. We are here to create. The universe moves through us, right? We are a drop in there so we can influence the ocean. We can have an influence on the interactions with the energies around us. Take inspired action so that you can co-create with the universe. And S is for spiritual self-esteem. Your self-esteem as a spiritual being will increase when you get intuitive intelligence. You allow it to create more understanding about yourself. You follow your discernment, you take inspired action, boom, 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 increases your self-esteem, which allows you, remember, an allowance and a remembering of stepping out into the world as your soulful identity. So embracing who you are will, and this is my favorite part, what are the results of actually coming out of the closet? And this is only very, very brief. So it allows you to love who you truly are. If you are on a journey to understand and recognize how to love yourself, then you need to start looking at all of the parts of you, particularly your faith and your spirituality, because a lot of the times it's because we keep blocking out that aspect of our consciousness. So you love who you truly are as a sovereign soul without conditions around your actions, your thoughts, and your life behaviors. This is huge. This is absolutely huge, particularly for women that have had adverse experiences, traumatic impacts, impressions, I should say, that have stuck energy in their body. This can be, there's a lot of release and allowing yourself to deeply, deeply love who you are and allowing yourself to receive love from others. In relation, we are in connection, we are in wholeness, right? So allowing love and you to move as love. Embodying your soulful identity will, oh my gosh, there's so much joy in your full expression. It allows you to have this authenticity to shine and receive love from those that sense you, moving away from thinking, judging, mind, to being in this really beautiful, vibrant expression with your vibration is so wide and so powerful that it actually expels things that no longer serves you, right? It removes entities, it removes anything. You can command things to go just by focusing on embodying your soulful truth, on knowing oneself, on developing your intuition, on feeling really good about who you are. And life is just easier. It's absolutely fucking easier when you have an awareness and you are in flow with who you are, who you naturally are. When things are natural, that means that in the moment that you evolve rapidly and quickly. Your ascension is effortless. When you embody your soulful identity, you will co-create and manifest freaking quickly. Things happen like this. You have a thought at night and it's happened in the morning, right? Or you have an inkling of an idea and then somebody will come and talk to you about it that very instance. You'll get a phone call from someone that you might need help from, you might need support from, or that you can support. All right, things happen very, very quickly when you are vibrant and in your soul truth. Because there is nothing more attractive in the universe than a soul that is lit up with purpose for being as they are. That is the purpose, being as you are. And so you attract in, you're pulling in now through your vibration, you're pulling in resources, clients, money, opportunities, gifts, experiences. You are attracting, you're pulling it in into your light. And you have a deep, deep, deep appreciation for you and the way you can influence the world through your energy. Yes, I don't agree with passiveness. I feel as though many of us have been called to step up, to speak up, to express more. And it's allowing ourselves to do that that helps us to ignite others with an understanding that they are a spark of divinity itself. And when we start to get into that space where we're like, I remember more, you will receive more, you will share more. There won't be these blocks and like, what am I doing? Where am I meant to be? You will understand that you are the right energy for the right time, for the right place, for the right situation. You are the right energy. And then you will use your gifts to enhance your life. So that is what happens when you embody your soulful identity. Now, I want you to know that this is only one small aspect of a step in the Evolve Now pathway to your highest calling roadmap. A clear signature solution that will enable you to embody your soulful identity with ease and specialized support and trauma-informed mentorship and absolute emphasis on that. I love to do this. This is my calling. This is why I'm here. So if you can see here, this is only one small aspect of the step in the Evolve Now, the pathway to your highest calling. We are one. Now, if you want to take the next step to getting specialized support, the Evolve Now pathway to your highest calling supports professional women that are stuck in the closet to reduce their stress, lower, release traumatic energy and heighten the intuitive perception in 180 days without self-doubt, without anxiety, without depression, without trauma, without sabotage, stopping them from creating happiness and being purposeful. So if you want to get crystal clear about the exact steps that you can take to gently, naturally embody your soulful identity with support, then book in a free call with me so that you can find out if this works for you, if you resonate with the way that I teach, with the way that I guide, with the information that I provide you in the group. Now is the time to book in a call and follow that link so that you can book in a consultation and have a discovery chat. Discover how this can work for you. All right. Oh, yeah. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Thank you. If you have reached the end of this masterclass, let me know, what were the takeaways? What did you learn? What were the insights? Is this new information? Have you been thinking about this for a while? Are you interested in getting support around your spiritual journey and looking at ways of how you can do that with me? I'm able to set up dedicated signature solutions that are tailored for you. So if you are interested in that, then I am available, and I'm going to put the link up so that you can book in a call with me and we can have a chat. There's no obligation. There's no necessity to further move forward with me, but I want you to know about the opportunities that I have, the path